This is why retail is considered a garbage job now. So have you ever wondered when retail became a garbage job? I've been thinking about that myself. I was thinking about my own situations and things that I've been through personally in my life. Since I didn't graduate from college, actually, I didn't even go to college until I was much later in life. I went to college in my 30s. As a young person, when I graduated high school, I really only had a couple of job options. Retail or restaurant, generally. I guess I could have been a house cleaner or worked in a factory or something too, but nobody encouraged me to do that, probably because I'm not super bright. So, working in a factory, I might end up losing a limb or something. Anyway, and I was thinking back to my grandfather had a retail job. He worked as a grocery clerk. And although it wasn't considered great money, since he was semi-retired anyway from his professional career, he took a job as a grocery clerk and he earned $17 an hour. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, $17 an hour for a grocery clerk's pretty good money, but it's not fantastic. When you take the year that he was a grocery clerk into consideration, it was great flipping money. He worked as a grocery clerk in 1974. In 1974, $17 an hour. In 1974, if we were to scale that up to today's dollars, that would mean $100 an hour. Yeah, a grocery clerk making $100 an hour in today's world, that ain't gonna happen. When I got my first retail job, it was also at a grocery store. I didn't work as a grocery clerk. I worked in the deli department. And I was making over minimum wage. And I can't remember what the percentage was over at this point. It was a union job, so I did have to pay union dues. But I also received medical benefits and vacation pay, which was going the way of the dodo at that time in the 80s and 90s. Then I got another retail job where I was working for a bridal shop in the men's tuxedo rentals department. And that one not only paid me about double of what I earned in minimum wage when you considered my commissions too. I also had vacation pay. I also had health insurance and life insurance. And they probably had some other benefits that I didn't need or want, like maternity leave. And then something happened sometime in the late 90s, early 2000s. I moved to a different state and I took a very similar job working for a tuxedo store out of state. However, this particular one paid okay. It paid over minimum wage, probably equivalent to about $20 an hour in today's money. But I didn't get any benefits. I didn't get any commission. It was just straight wage. And my hours were not reliable either. This is a trend that happened in the early 2000s. At some point, companies started getting really stingy and not paying their people very much. And they felt that they could get away with it. There was nowhere to move up on the ladder, or the career ladder, because baby boomers were blocking up all the positions. Gen X couldn't go anywhere. There was nowhere to go because all of management was basically taken up. And there were baby boomers waiting in the wings to continue to move up the ladder. We were so far down on the rung of employees, there was no way to move up. And companies understood that they kind of had us over a barrel. So slowly but surely, they started taking away things like higher wages, vacation pay, sick pay, health insurance, basically anything besides your wages. That's it. That's all you got was wages. And there are still a few places today that you can work that are pretty decent. I hear Costco is a good place to work. Employees seem to really like Costco. Also, Trader Joe's pays very well, has a good benefits package. I personally worked for IKEA at one point, and IKEA had an excellent benefits package. They paid very well. It was probably the highest pay I ever made as a retail employee. But the problem comes in with the scheduling. Retail scheduling is a pain in the ass. Something called just-in-time fulfillment happened sometime in the early 2000s, and retailers decided that they were restaurants did too, going to schedule their employees in a just-in-time manner. So they purposefully underschedule you and make you call in on your days off to say that you're available for work, to put yourself on call. If you didn't put yourself on call, you might get 10 hours on the schedule per week. If you needed money, you better be on call. This made it really hard for a couple of reasons. Number one, if you have a life, say for instance, you're going to school, if you have other things that you need to do with your life besides work, being on call all the time is not the most efficient way to get things done. Number two, it wouldn't really allow you to take a second job. So say for instance, I'm working at retail store A. We'll call that retail store A Kroger. And I got a second job at retail store B. We'll call that JCPenney. Both Kroger and JCPenney are now using just-in-time scheduling. So even though I've got two jobs, I'm trying to make sure that I'm making enough money to support myself. One of these times, one of these jobs is going to double book me. And it happened more than once, and it got me fired more than once. This is why retail is considered a garbage job now. They don't train you anymore aside from what to do during an active shooter situation. They don't have any kind of, they do their best to keep you underscheduled so you don't qualify for their benefits package. And if you do qualify for their benefits package, they are going to schedule you at 39 and a half hours a week. And if you go over 40 hours, you are going to be in big trouble, mister. Can't be doing that. It's kind of sad because now that we're seeing the decline in retail, of course, everything's going online because you're talking about really unhappy employees for these places. Retail didn't used to be a garbage job. And I bet more people would be interested in shopping in brick and mortar stores if they had happier, knowledgeable, and skilled employees. But company policies have pretty much eliminated that. So sorry. If I could go back to a retail job, I would be more than happy to do that, but it just doesn't pay enough. Sorry, I got to do something else. I'm in real estate. Anyway, that's all I had to say today. I hope you had a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye-bye.